Hey guys, welcome to the Himprovement podcast, where the mission is to help young men develop their character, identity, and mindset in order to activate their potential and achieve their goals in life. I'm your host, Kamani Randall, and in today's episode with Scott Carson, we discuss some of the issues that I'm dealing with currently. The bottom line is that I have my own things that I struggle with, just like you guys. From the energy in this one, you can probably all tell that some things are weighing on me with the major changes that have happened in my life the past few months, which are not all mentioned out of respect of the privacy of others. It has been hard to be optimistic. I'm working on it though. Scott and I brainstormed for solutions so that I can work my way back into being my regular self. To give a heads up, this was recorded about a month and a half ago before publishing, so many things have changed since this talk. Hopefully you guys gained some value from the conversation.
So how's your week been?
Really, it's been fine. Just work the usual, so nothing special.
And how did you go refining your values? I read through those. How did that feel?
I mean, it was good to take a second look at them and kind of reframe it, based on like the perspective that we kind of set in that last call, trying to be a lighthouse and then also working to be more concise with the values, taking more ownership, and then just making sure that I focused on how they function for me as opposed to just writing in general. So
How did that feel?
it felt good. It was something positive to do.
Have you felt yourself implement anything in the last week?
Like implementing like my values or like the lighthouse analogy or
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the values thing, I feel like that's something that I exercise consistently, and not just like in the past week, but like because these are values that like I had established and had. And so yeah, I wouldn't say like the values thing is new, but as far as being a lighthouse, looking at it from that perspective, that's definitely new. And so really there hasn't been a lot of opportunity, I would say, in this past week, but going forward, I'm sure that there will be more. Like I have different events that are coming up that I plan on going to. I have like a weekly accountability call that I hop on where I talk to some guys that are like interested in this similar type of stuff. And so, that's another opportunity to be that lighthouse. And so I know that I'll keep it in mind for those instances.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. How is things at the minute? You sound extremely busy.
Busy? Not really. I mean, I do have some stuff coming up with work that needs to be completed soon, but for the most part, like at least half of it is kind of out of my hands. And now that stuff has been submitted, waiting on analysts to finish their part so I can take it, craft it up and make it to where it's something that can be sent off to the different regulatory agencies. And so really just waiting on that. So I guess the busyness will kick in after I get those things back from them, those reports.
Beautiful. Socially, how's things?
Socially, stuff has been kind of underwhelming actually during this week. Something I kind of noticed yesterday. I kind of found myself, I had gone out to, I forgot what it was that I was out driving for. I think I was just going to get food or whatever. And I ended just kind of driving around like in the area, like going downtown, like passing by like one of the parks and all that, kind of just to get out the house. But yeah, it was really just kind of I guess kind of dull, kind of a boring day or a really weak. And then it kind of just culminated into yesterday when I was thinking about that. And so I know for sure I'll definitely plan on getting out and doing some more today. There's a lot of college football on, good games going on. And so just to go be around people, I'll probably go do something.
Yeah, good. So what are your hobbies socially?
Well, I guess besides podcasting, I used to do Muay Thai, and
Yeah.
I'd see people there all the time. It was like a community there. But when when I got hurt, when I had my injury, uh, I'm not clear to go back and even throw punches until like month 4 of my recovery, and I'm only in like week 10
Yeah.
right now. So I guess technically I could go and stop by the gym, but I mean most I'd be able to do is like stretch or do like sit-ups or some cardio or something. So that might be something that I do. But other than that, I like playing sports. Can't do that, of course, right now until like month 4. I like watching sports. And something that's I guess interesting about that is that a lot of my friends that I have, they aren't really much of sports fans. I guess like I am. I'm a person that looks at the recruits, uh, sees who they're playing, looks at like the stats of the people and all that. Pretty much watches college football every weekend, some NFL too, and then the rest of them are really just casual, if even fans at all. So yeah, that's one thing where since that's like a big thing that I have an interest in, since it's not really something that a lot of people around me share, that's made it to where it's kind of hard to be social with that hobby. But though that's really for the most part my hobbies. Other than like I like cafe hopping. I like going to cafes and doing work there instead of working at home, and really just anything to be like social. I kind of like that, being around people, unless it's like bars and clubs. It's not really my thing because I'm sober. But like anything where you can meet people, like I go to networking events all the time and meet like other podcasters and like entrepreneurs, and so those are always some things that are like really fun. I meet cool people there.
Yeah, I feel you on that. It's one of my most favorite things, to go to places where, I get to grow. You meet people and it takes you to another level, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how do you feel, 1 to 10 socially? How, how you how do you feel you are doing socially? 1 to 10, 10 being positive, one being low.
I feel like I'm at like today. I feel like I'm at maybe like a 4.
Hmm.
Uh, Yesterday I felt like I was at like a 2. I would say so. I wouldn't say that I'm like the most happy right now. It's not the worst it's like ever been, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm content. I'm not really happy with how stuff is right now.
I can feel that. So what can we do to change that?
Working on it. I think one of the main things is that since like a lot of those things that I would do where I would meet a lot of people usually were kind of taken from me in a way, that's made it kind of tough for the past like 2.5 months. So really I think the next step forward would be to like find more ways to get out the house and have like more social interactions, since I can't do that through like physical activities anymore, like how I used to do, like when I would make friends through that type of stuff and go hang out with those people playing sand volleyball or whatever else, or Muay Thai. So I probably just have to find something that's not as active, or maybe just like or join a running group or something. So that way I'm not just going and running the hills like with just me or like one other friend. That could be a potential solution, because that's something that I'm clear to do. I can at least run. I just can't do anything that's going to put strain on my shoulder. So
What's the furthest you've ever run?
furthest I've ever run is probably 5 or 6 miles, and that was at like my peak. And
Mhm.
also I was probably like maybe like 20, maybe like actually 30 pounds lighter when i
Yeah.
when I did that. So that would be a challenge. Yeah, with the running I've been doing, it may be at the most like a mile and a half to get to the park, and not go run like hills doing like high intensity interval training,
Mhm.
and then I might run back. So that's the most running that I've done, as of recent. But the last time I actually just ran for multiple miles straight was probably like early 2020, like right before the pandemic, actually.
Okay. So would you say 10 miles is possible?
It's possible. It's just not feasible right now. I definitely have to work up to it.
Why?
I don't think I have the cardio to just go and run 10 miles straight,
Okay.
or at least not quickly at all. It probably
Right.
take a good bit of time.
All right. So I'm going to challenge you here.
Okay.
I want you to run 10 miles in the next week.
10 miles like straight or like broken up over the
Straight.
week? Straight.
Straight. And I just slow it down. Put your favorite music on. Smile. Get
Smile.
that
Smile.
oxygen in.
Smile while running 10 miles,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Sounds like a tall task.
So I don't know the conversion between pounds and kilos,
I
but
think like a kilo is like 2.2 pounds.
all right. So I'm about 220. So I'm not a little man. When I pound the pavement, I pound the pavement.
Yeah.
So, it's anything is possible. How does that feel? Uncomfortable?
Definitely, because
Or
it's not like I like running. So
do you want to know a secret? Neither do I. It's just the first 5 kilometers or 3 and a bit miles is just disgusting. I
mhm.
just, I plod and I get in my head and then I start going. So I mean, I run about 8 minute miles, so probably a little bit under. Where's 7:30s and just trying to get the conversion. But it's just, you do what you can when you can. And if you can run at the minute and achieve that with a smile, it feels awesome. So you up for it?
Oh yeah, I'll do it. No,
I know you
I have
will.
nothing to lose. So
Oh, I love that about you. I truly love that about you. Throw you a bone. Okay, I'm in. Oh, brilliant. I would suggest you go back to the Muay Thai gym though and do some stretching.
mhm.
Get just to be around the guys again.
Yeah, that'll probably be helpful.
Yeah, because it feels good just to be around the guys again. Just make sure you keep yourself calm and don't start sparring because you get a little bit excited.
Definitely won't have to start all over again and go through the whole process again. So I definitely won't be doing any type of sparring, throwing punches, anything like that. I'll leave before I do that.
Yeah, well, it's important, right? Because your recovery is taking time, and when you have a significant injury, recovery does take time, and it's amazing where your head goes and how it starts dropping away. Have you found that?
Like dropping away is in like my mental state, like from
Yeah.
being away.
Mm.
Yeah. Like whenever I was stuck in the house and couldn't do anything, whenever I was just in the sling, it was pretty depressing. I didn't really want to get up and do anything. It's not like I could do much anyway. I was having to get help like with just basic stuff like cleaning my apartment, folding my laundry. I couldn't put the fitted sheet on my bed. So just all stuff like that, and having to like either call Ubers or Lyfts or like get a ride to my appointments and all that. It was pretty tough. And then you're just kind of sitting in, just a small space, for all those other days you don't have stuff to do, just by yourself. So it was not fun.
Mm. I feel that. So what's something that you've always wanted to do but you've never done, apart from run 10 mile?
Um Like a physical activity,
Anything.
anything. Uh, Probably travel more. That's something that is a goal of mine to do that. I mean, I have the vacation time to be able to go do it. It's just I just had never did plan anything, and then plus, I haven't been doing the best when it came to like saving. During like these past few months of this going on, just spending all this money on like eating out. Since I wasn't going to the grocery store or whatever. So in the near future, I probably would plan something. I just have to at least recover the deficit that I went into, like in my savings. Like the difference between my spending and what I was putting away. So
Yeah, what system do you run for your what system do you run for your money management?
so I use Mint. That's like a service that like tracks all my stuff, like as far as like where I'm spending my money.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have like different thresholds for like what I should spend in like different areas, and I have like a certain amount that I'm supposed to save from each check and
Mm-hmm.
put in my bank account. And so with like the medical expenses, and then how things got more expensive with me not being mobile, I ended up eating into a big chunk of that. Well, not like a huge chunk, but like between surgeries, I mean, between the surgery costs and all that and food, from eating out all the time and that type of stuff. And then just really buying stuff off Amazon too. I probably spent maybe like four, probably like $4,000, something like that.
Okay. How does that feel?
I'm not happy about it. It's not positive. But it's not the end of the world. I mean, that's why you have savings. It was a good thing that I was disciplined up until that point. So I could spend 4K and it not, put a huge dent in like my financial goals and all that. So, but no one wants to say, hey, I burned through $4,000. So
Yeah, I understand that. So it's good. This is a really good conversation because when you do start diving down a bit, when you have an injury and start eating out more, you start looking for little pleasures to make just to get you by, get on Amazon, you buy stuff. You know what? I'm going to have that bit to eat tonight. I'm going to have that little bit of something extra because why not? I can't do anything anyway. That's why it's really important to start hitting some targets up front. Plan your holiday. Find it. Go to Thailand. Go do a Muay Thai camp in Thailand. Like those things, they would make you feel better, but also give you a pretty good target. Have you seen the Muay Thai camps in Thailand?
yeah, I've checked out videos of it. And so I know what you're talking about. Thailand is actually one of the places that was on my bucket list for going to see, because it'd definitely be cool to actually go to one of those like traditional camps and go to the famous stadium that they have out there where like, all the champions are from, and go check that out. So that would be pretty cool.
That's a pretty good thing to put on your list and start making happen.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, right? I'm 44 now, and some of the stuff that I've done is just ridiculous. And life is only a life if it's lived. Otherwise, what is it? And in order to achieve that life, you got to have experiences, you got to have interactions. So I'm really going to challenge you this week. I want you to have more interaction with both yourself in planning for a holiday or doing something new, and socially. Go back to the gym. Do that 10K, not 10 more. Because you're worth it. because the energy you carry when you go into a slump, other people feel it. It was fascinating yesterday, having over 100 conversations while doing 41 kilometers. All right. I was walking past people and just feeling their energy, and which way they come through. And I could tell which people needed to talk. In their body language, whether or not they avoided me, whether or not they're sitting, head down, in thought. And I grabbed every single one of them and just said, thank you for being here. Handed them a pair of socks, shared the story. These black dots representing our dark days. We all have them. And that's okay. Thank you for doing your best right now.
All right. Well, I'll take the challenge to, like you said, go back to the gym, and then also, unfortunately, run the 10 miles.
I can hear the pain in your voice already with that one.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Oh, I ever noticed how the good things in life aren't easy?
That is true.
You know. How you feeling right now?
Oh, anxious.
About?
I'm sorry.
What about?
The future actions that I'm going to take, because I mean, of course, with being a person that strives to be self-aware, when you know the problem and everything, when you figure that out, you can kind of figure out what the solutions are. That doesn't mean that the solutions are going to be fun, like, and then, assignments too, like running the 10 miles, going back to the gym. It's just going to be kind of weird, with me not being there for like 3 months, and then knowing that I'm going to have to, pretty much do what's necessary, which is getting out of my comfort zone more, to go be more social. I kind of fell into my routines and things and got comfortable in that whenever things were all, running like how they were supposed to. But then when you have, these wrenches that get thrown in your daily plans or like your routine and all that, it leads you to where you have to adapt, and change isn't always fun. You can notice something's, in your best interest, but it doesn't mean it makes it any easier to go do it, because a lot of these things are still challenging. Even for me, even though, this is the type of content I make, helping people to be the better version of themselves and, take on those challenges that they don't want to face. I still struggle to have to do those things too. I guess the only difference between me and someone that might be new to this type of content is that even though we're both uncomfortable, I'm going out and making it happen. And so just trying to do that and set that example, so those people who are looking at this type of stuff will take that same, that same approach and make the stuff happen too.
Thank you for owning that. It's really important, because I'm that different, mate. You get a new challenge, and sometimes I just got to go again. Where did this come from? What happened here to make this happen?
Yeah.
I was gifted that opportunity. I was gifted that challenge so that I can find out more about me. And that's the one thing that I really appreciate about you. Like it's going to be uncomfortable. Actually, part of you's going, I really don't want to do this. But you're going to step into that because that's just the voices in your head. What happened there?
Uh, really just the same stuff, just kind of thinking about it. When you, or at least what I noticed, whenever I get anxious about something or I'm not looking forward to something that's coming up in the future, you kind of start to kind of think of scenarios of how things can like not go well. You always, well, I'll always kind of focus on what could go wrong, the worst possibilities, when really, the mindset should be to kind of frame it towards the positive. But I mean, that doesn't mean I'm immune to those negative thoughts. Just kind of chewing on that stuff.
Shut your eyes.
Okay.
Imagine yourself putting your shoes on. Go out the door. Start running. Thinking to yourself, can I do this? Got your favorite music on. What is it?
It's a mix. I listen to a lot of genres.
Beautiful. You're out there running. So nice and easy pace. It's about an hour in now. It's not comfortable. Music's still good though. I'm running around the streets. Seven miles is done. It hurts a little bit. You slow it down, you keep going. Great song comes on. You start smiling. You're at 9 miles. One to go. Song that you just didn't expect is on. You've just finished 10 miles. How does that feel?
Exhausting. I'm probably having trouble breathing right now. Well, at that point, I'd probably be struggling to breathe. My legs would be burning.
They're not burning. You stop running. Take a big, deep breath in your nose. All the way down into the gut, right down into the belly. Put your hand on your belly, right down. Bring it all the way in, all that breath. Breathe it out. You just finished 10 miles, dude. Well done. Open your eyes. You've just seen yourself do it. You know you can do it.
Yeah, I just have to just go out there and get it done.
Take your time. There's no hurry. Enjoy the little things. Look at the people, look at the trees, look at the little things on your journey. Enjoy them. I can't wait to hear what you see, what you smell. Appreciate all those little things while you're out there. You don't normally see. What you thinking?
I don't know. I was trying to think of the stuff that I'll be smelling and hearing.
No,
I don't know if I was supposed to do that now or like think about that while I'm
just
running,
enjoy
but
it. Well, both. Doesn't matter. You're looking for the things that are positive. Yeah.
not my strong suit, as you can see.
Mm, that's what we need to be working on. We're
Yeah.
finding it. We're finding it because one of my greatest ever mentors, Mick Hawes, taught me to say, what's good about this? What's good about this? What's good about this? What's the opportunity I need here? Now, I think I've told you that I did a 56K run with a broken metatarsal in my left foot. I
I know.
broke it
I don't
first.
think you told me about that.
I
That's
didn't I tell you about
that's
that? Oh,
that's
geez,
crazy.
man.
Man,
Yeah.
that's unbelievable, actually. Yeah.
So I did 3 days. I was out camping with my son and my wife, and we were out, and I hear him scream, "Dad, Dad!" And I'm like, "Oh my God!" So I come running at him, and I got my pinky. You know the guy ropes for a tent.
Mhm.
I got my pinky toe caught in the guy rope, running full pelt to run with my son because I thought he had an accident. And normally you'd break it here, but I hit it that hard, it broke it back in the metatarsal. I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh, I got caught up to my son, and he had an echidna. I'm like,
Man.
oh. so like a fair bit of pain. I'm like, oh, I grabbed it. I'm like, that doesn't feel good. So the next morning, I was leaving to come back home, and I went out to go for a surf. As I'm walking out into the water, pressure of the water went pushed the toe right out, and I'm like, ah. So I turned around and walked backwards out into the surf so I could have my surf. And then I get home that night and I go and see the chiropractor. I said to him, "Listen, I'm pretty sure this is pretty broken." And he's looking at it. He goes, "Yeah, yes." I go, "What's going to happen if I run?" He goes, "Yeah, you're crazy." And I said, "Yeah, maybe." I said, "But I want to see how much pain I can handle." He goes, "All right." He goes, "Just try and keep your gait exactly the same so you don't put pressure on your hips and it doesn't transfer." So here I go, off on this 56-kilometer run. Pain. I'm whinging to everybody that I saw. There's 1,000 odd people in this run, and I'm just whinging to everybody. My foot is so sore, everything's sore, and I just struggled through it. And I pushed and I pushed, and I got to the 36-kilometer mark, and my foot went numb. I couldn't feel it anymore. I'm in the middle of the bush going, "Eh!" And then I could start running again. And I finished the race. There was about a kilometer from the finish, and there's a big stick on the path up ahead. And I'm like, wow, big stick there. I'm like, oh my God, that stick's moving. It was a massive snake on the path. I'm like, oh, I'll just wait for that to pass and then see how we go. I get to the finish line, and I couldn't believe that I did it. You can do anything you put your mind to. If you can see it and make it happen. Every single time before I do an event, yesterday I sat down and meditated. I pictured what I had to do. I pictured the conversations I had to have. I pictured the kilometers I had to get done. It's brilliant. You can do anything.
That'll be something good to keep in mind whenever I take on these challenges. I guess not just the running. but like other things too.
Do you know what I thought when I finished that race?
What?
If I can do that with a busted foot, what can I do? And that's why I want to run from Sydney to Melbourne. I want to know what I can do. You know, my brother, 43 years old, had his first professional boxing fight last weekend against a 28-year-old up-and-comer. God love him. My brother got in the ring and absolutely totaled him. But the only reason he did that is because his son is a Muay Thai fighter and he wanted to lead by example. As he said to me, he goes, I was standing in the way I was fine, but then before I go in the ring, he goes, what am I doing? I'm a 43-year-old man. Why am I getting in the ring with this young guy? What am I doing? But he did. He stepped into the challenge. Not only did he win, he was there for his son, leading by example. The confidence he's got for life because he stepped into that challenge. Right or wrong, but he just stepped into it. 43 years old. You know, that's living. I'm so proud of him. Not for winning the fight, for stepping into the ring. That's the key to this. This is the key to life. Have a crack. Get out of your comfort zone because you're worth it.
What it makes me wonder is what was it about the fighting in particular that made him want to lead by example in that field? Because if you think about with him being the guy's father, there are all different ways that he could. And so it kind of just makes me think, what was it about that resonated with him enough to where he was able to put purpose behind that specific activity?
So my brother used to do a lot of Muay Thai. We never fought, just trained. Mm-hmm. Just for fitness, and that's brilliant. Love it. But when his son's training and he wants to show him the guys in the gym, he was training, he was around the guys consistently. And all of a sudden, come on, old man, keep training. You're doing good, old man. All of a sudden, it's an opportunity, but you got to put yourself into those places to make them happen. That's the key to this. You actually have to put yourself into those places, be around the people that are doing positive things. Then all of a sudden, it happens for you too. Circle of influence, right?
Right.
Right now you're growing exponentially mentally. The podcast you're having, you're growing. You're listening to people with life experience. It's like you've got, all these mentors in your life, which is great.
Yeah, it's been a cool thing. I would say it's definitely like the highlight of my week whenever I do podcast stuff, or if I get a chance to do multiple interviews, then it's even better. So, and then to kind of go what you said about like having multiple mentors, yeah, there's definitely, instances where it seems like each guest has given me something to think about that I never would have thought before. So yeah, overall, I really do like it. But to kind of go off of what you said about the growth, is that something that's been interesting about it is that the further along I've gotten, like with the podcast stuff, I guess you could say, the more like unfulfilled, the more unhappy I've been with like my surroundings socially, I'll say. And I kind of touched on it in the past, like in a few episodes, but it really started to hit me harder lately. I'll say uh, that's definitely been something that's been a struggle.
I can feel it. What do you think that is?
I mean, honestly, kind of just moving like further and further out of alignment with a lot of people that I used to spend a good chunk of my time with. It seems like it just keeps on happening. Where I remember college, I pretty much had the same group of friends for like the most part. But then after graduating, and doing my own thing, starting my job, kind of just grew apart from them, and then kind of just gained a different perspective on my relationships with them, and it really just hasn't been the same since. Haven't really talked to them. But then friends that I made out here, where we seem like on the same page, doing all the same stuff, had liked all the same types of activities, thought the same way. And then getting to like the later months, even before the podcast, starting to see like a disconnect. Doing the podcast, and it definitely magnified it. And then even the ones that I moved to, that I spent more time with than others, kind of seeing separation in that. And then also when that group of people that you really align with, just starts getting smaller and smaller, it's people that you really enjoy spending time with. You can't put all that burden, of like your social needs on a few people, because other people have lives too. And so that's been something that I guess you could say is tough. Does that make sense? Do you kind of see
100%.
what I'm saying?
100%. Like, so when you take on the personal growth, personal development route, what happens is you grow, your experiences grow, your values grow, you get more aligned to you. So your purpose changes. Yeah, and the things that mean a lot to you are generally what means a lot to a lot of other people that you're with, because you're growing, right? It's okay to shed the leaves so that you can grow bigger next year. And what I mean by that is, it's people, they either come into your life for a moment, for a lifetime. It doesn't matter. What's important is you just find new people all the time as you grow. For me personally, it's fascinating. I have a group of friends here, I have a group of friends here, got a group of friends here, got a group of friends here, group of friends here, group of friends here. And they just keep improving every time I grow. But I have to go and find the new friends. That's my job. I have to go and be around new people, try new things, do new things.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest gifts I have in my life is the amount of people that I have done different things with. The true beauty in people, everybody's got something different to offer. I think I might have mentioned to you, every person I've ever met has added value to my life. And I just love meeting people and learning them, because they're just amazing. When you have your podcast, you feel good, yeah, because you're sitting there, you're learning, you're listening.
Yeah, I would agree. That's
Mm.
if I had to say like where I am on a scale whenever I'm doing the podcast stuff, it usually ranges between like an 8 to a 10. So
Mm.
even though I guess the people watching probably can't tell from how I express it, but
It's interesting, right? I'll watch your podcast, and I'll watch it when you smile, right?
mhm.
Because the smile so much. Lately, you haven't been smiling as much.
You said that you hope that I have been smiling as much.
No, lately you haven't been smiling as much.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Most of the ones that are like more recent have been recorded in the past like 2 months or so. Cause I have a bunch in queue.
yeah.
Like the one last week, I'd had that one sitting for like almost 2 months. So I mean you can kind of see, and especially in the ones where you see me wearing the sling, that like I guess you could say my mood is starting to like change like little by little. Like I would say my energy was definitely better in the ones like before like the injury. So
Do you know what? This is awesome. This is absolutely awesome because you're aware of it, right?
right.
You've gone through a situation that's given you growth. That you've gone through something that's been painful. It's how you haven't been able to do the things you want to do and be a part of because and it hurts when you're not doing those things. You
Yeah.
miss that social interactivity because
Yeah.
inside the gym, people are there working out, feeling good, sweating it up, right?
Right.
It's endorphins. It's what makes us feel good. When you don't have that, you start getting Uber Eats. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's not as important,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's why health health is not just physical. It's not just nutritional. It's not just mental. It's not just social. It's a combination of all of it.
It makes sense because I didn't even start getting into like doing the running that I'm doing now until like maybe like a week or so, or maybe 2 weeks ago. So I've probably run a total of maybe 4 times. So it's not a lot. But before that, I wasn't doing any type of physical activity whatsoever, except for just my physical therapy. And that's just, like bands and doing that type of stuff with that one arm. So I'm sure it would make a big difference if this is something I start making more consistent. Like instead of trying to do it like twice a week, if I run maybe 3 times a week and try and incorporate like some abs or something, anything that's not going to put like load on like my upper body, like my shoulder. It'd
So
probably help.
we're going to make a suggestion. When you get off here, go for a 1 mile run. Right, just 1 mile. Come back, take your shoes off. Tomorrow morning, get up early, 2 mile run. Day after, 3 mile. Day after, 4 mile. Take your time. And then on Friday, you run your 10 mile. When I say run, jog. Don't go flat out. Take it easy on yourself.
All right.
That's a whole new level of fear right there, isn't it?
Just kind of thinking about everything right now. One
Yeah.
mile, the 1 mile, 2 mile, maybe 3 mile won't be a big deal, but thinking about how it's gonna change my like schedule, like for like waking up and everything, and then thinking about how it's gonna be getting to 4 miles, 5 miles, 6 miles, and then eventually doing the 10. It's not. I'm not having pleasant thoughts about it, but that is what it is.
Beautiful. It is what it is. It's like my hair at the minute. It is what it is. Mate, I can't get a haircut. The hairdressers are all closed. I got my son to cut my hair. He was going to do a fryer tuck on me. I'm like, dude, don't do that. It may not grow back. So, I think this conversation is great because being self-aware isn't always about knowing the answers. Being self-aware is sitting with somebody and just accepting that, you know what, maybe I am not quite right today. Maybe I am not quite right at the moment. Maybe I can do something, you know. I'm having a conversation and you're going to step up to the plate. What is your morning routine?
So I wake up, I do affirmations, brush my teeth, I come back, meditate, and I turn on Audible, and I usually drink some tea, make like some cereal or something like that. And then usually after that, I log onto the computer, check my emails for work, see if I have anything pending, and then I'll do like brain games or something like that on my phone. And it says usually my routine.
Okay. So in order to do this, you're going to have to take a couple of things off, and that's okay. So may I suggest that instead of the meditation, maybe listen to E.T. or William Hollis. Do you know those guys?
Who?
Eric Thomas.
Oh,
William
Eric
Hollis.
Thomas. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of
Just,
Eric Thomas.
yeah, I love E.T. I think he's awesome. So William Hollis is also pretty good. Just before you get up and go for a run, you know, like just get up, listen to E.T., listen to William Hollis.
All right. Got it.
Get the endorphins going. Give the brain games a break for a week. You know, just yeah. Because it's okay not to do things. It's okay not to get things complete. It's okay to have a break from working on yourself a little bit. You know, like you can't do everything at once.
Mm-hmm.
But what you can do is the pendulum swing in life. You know, right now you need to get a bit of heart back in because it's been tough, right? Socially, and it's painful. Where do I fit into this society? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough question. But here's the thing. You're halfway around the world talking to me. Sometimes our community might get smaller, so we need to go bigger.
Yep.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, if you had told me back in January when I started this that I'd be speaking to people in Australia, I mean, I would thought, okay, that's kind of weird, why would that happen? But here we are. So
Yeah, here
yeah.
we are. And that's awesome. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to catching up next week.
Yeah, I'll definitely have some news for you. So
You're definitely good and bad, I think.
yeah, I mean, should all be good. None of this stuff is bad stuff. I guess only bad news could be if I didn't do it. So
It is what it is.
yeah.
You know, like, and this is the thing, right? When you set a challenge, you never let anybody else down. You don't even let yourself down, right? If you step out the door and go, like my brother did, he got in the ring. It wasn't about whether or not he won or not. He got in the ring. Challenge is 10 miles. If you run 5 times this week, you're in that ring. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. That's here's the target. If you make it, brilliant. Massive kudos. If you run 5 times minimum in the next week, that's a whole new ball game and paradigm for you because you didn't think you'd be doing that.
Hmm. Well, I guess I know what to do.
Geez, there's comfort level there, isn't there? It's just like, oh.
I didn't like understand what you said. What was that?
There's a whole comfort level that's not quite comfortable right there, isn't
Oh
there?
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be worth doing if it were comfortable. So you wouldn't be telling me to.
Beautiful. But you're worth it. That's the key to this. You're worth it, you know. I'm really proud of you, Kavani.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, I want you to take it a bit easier on yourself because you're working hard to be the best version of you, you know, and you're doing a great job, mate.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's not easy, dude.
Well, I mean, that's all I've got. I don't want to hold you up too much. I know you have, stuff that you need to get started with today. And so I know we hit our hour. And so I'll just make sure to go on that stuff to have something to talk to you about the next time. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, mate. I love it. I'll try and get a haircut between now and then too, because
No, you're fine. I'm sure that's the last thing would be
I
worried
feel like
about. So,
no, I don't care. It's just like I feel like a rooster. so, sometimes we're self-conscious about things, aren't we? You know,
Mhm.
and that's where we're at. You know, we haven't had a hairdressers here for best part of 3 months because of the lockdown, and just say it's just there's little comfort things that you sometimes just need. You know, that's my Uber Eats.
Yeah.
So have an amazing week.